He was the Sanshayum who lost everything he held dear on High Charity, the pawn of a revenge-craved minister, and the last of the Prelate Corps. His name was Tem'Bhetek. Born in the holy city of High Charity, Tem was from a line that had grown too large and was thus placed on the roll of celebrates, a list of Sanshayum that were forbidden to breed. However, with the aid of the Minister of Preparation, Boru al-Nim, Tem's genes were rewrote and was made a prelate, a Sanshayum warrior. Because of this, Tem was removed from the role and was allowed to find a suitable mate. He then met a female Sanshayum, Yalar Atan Elet. The two fell in love and lived together in the lower districts of High Charity. However, Tem's career as a prelate often had him serving away from High Charity. Yalar eventually became pregnant with Tem's child, a child he never knew. Upon the orders of the High Prophet of Truth, Tem and his fellow prelates were assigned aboard older Covenant warships assigned to loyal Jerohane chieftains and their clans to aid in the emerging war with humanity around 2525. Officially, the prelates were to serve as technical advisors to the Jerohane, though in reality they were tasked by Truth in refitting the warships and training the Jerohane in preparation for the Hierarch's inevitable coup against the Sangheili. Tem was assigned to the CRS-class light cruiser Spear of Light, where he spent many years training for battle against the Sangheili. When the Sacred Ring was desecrated in September of 2552, Tem and the other prelates seemingly redoubled their efforts, as time was of the essence for a successful change in Covenant military leadership. A month later, when High Charity was around the Second Holy Ring, the Prophet of Truth gave the order for all Covenant forces to eliminate the Sangheili. At that time, Tem and the other prelates were aboard their ships as they engaged the Sangheili fleets in combat, thus beginning the Great Schism. While the prelates were successful in leading a surprise attack on the Sangheili, the parasites somehow managed to enter High Charity and spread their filth throughout the holy city. While the other prelates were engaging Sangheili warships, or aiding in the evacuation of all Sanshayum personnel, Tem received a distress call from the Minister of Preparation and docked Spear of Light to High Charity. But as the flood began to spread throughout High Charity's docking sector, Special Operations Commander Ortas Vadum ordered all Sangheili warships to cleanse the holy city to prevent the abomination from spreading further. While awaiting Preparation's arrival, Tem's mind was fixed on his wife and child. Just as he considered abandoning his post to search for his family, the minister appeared with his Jerohane honor guards. Tem asked the minister if there was a chance to save his family. The minister deemed them lost, that all of High Charity was infested. After the Spear of Light left the system, the minister promised Tem revenge against the Sangheili and on Ortas Vadum, as Tem told him responsible for the deaths of his wife and child. After the end of the Covenant War, Tem and the minister used coordinates gained by Truth sometime during the conflict to locate a Forerunner installation orbiting a rogue planet. Within this installation, they discover a miniature prototype Halo ring. While the prelate only sought revenge against the Halfjaw, the minister intended to use Ortas's ship, the Shadow of Intent, to transport the ring to Sanghelios, and then use the carrier to power the ring to eradicate all life in the system. Taking the Jerohane aboard the Spear of Light, Tem traveled to the Sangheili colony of Ranello and attacked the settlement to gain the attention of the Swords of Sanghelios and of Ortas Vadum. While engaging the residents at Ranello's largest settlement with his Jerohane forces, Tem captured the Kaidan of the settlement, Torum Joronai, and his two eldest sons, bringing the captured Sangheili back to the installation. The prelate witnessed the minister test the halo on the prisoners. After the test proved successful, the minister had Tem move to capture Vadum and the Shadow of Intent. Spear of Light then traveled to the Sangheili frontier colony of Doran, where its unstable star emitted solar interferences that causes the ship's energy shields to deplete. Tem had been there before during the reign of the Old Covenant, and made note of this feature. There, the cruiser waited as the colonists sent a distress call to the swords of St. Helios, one in which the Shadow of Intent receives. The carrier arrived 3 days later. As the Spear of Light was bombarding the colony, the Shadow of Intent moved in to intercept the Spear of Light. But the solar interferences of Doran's unstable star rendered the carrier's shields and weapon systems useless. The Spear of Light maneuvered right next to the Shadow of Intent, allowing Tem and his Jerohanai crew to board the carrier. While most of the Jerohanai combated Ortas's crew, the Prelate took a contingency of brutes and made their way to the bridge and to the shipmaster. Escaping the firefight, Tem and his Jerohanai soon encounter Vadum and his lieutenant, Blade Master Vul Soran, near the carrier's primary gravity lift. Before the Prelate could move towards Vadum, he was attacked by Sangheili Rangers, their Ongoi commanders Stolt and Tul Joran, the daughter of Tarum Joronai, who intended to rescue her father and brothers after Tem had captured them. Locked in combat with Joran, he revealed that her family had been killed. He managed to nearly kill her with her own energy lance, but his attack was blocked by Vadum. Overwhelmed, Tem attempted to escape to the bridge, but he was knocked unconscious by Soran and Stolt. Tem was captured and placed in a holding cell on Shadow of Intent, while the remaining Jerohanai were killed. The carrier's crew captured the Spear of Light and analyzed its navigational database, where they discovered the coordinates to the Forerunner installation. Ortas interrogated Tem in an effort to learn about the Prelate's intent. When Tem blamed Vadum for his family's death, the Sangheili insisted that the Minister of Preparation had lied to him, and that his family was likely still alive by the time the Minister had Tem retreat from the city. Deciding to travel to the coordinates to stop the Sanshum's plan, Vadum and 2 phantoms worth of Sangheili traveled to the installation, taking Tem along with them as a hostage under the watch of Stolt. However, as the dropships neared their destination, the installation released a pulse that damaged the phantoms and injured several Sangheili. Taking advantage of the situation, the Prelate steals a plasma pistol, wounds Stolt, and used the pistol to destroy his binds. Taking advantage of a sword swing by Ortas to free his hands, he used his armor's thrusters to escape and made his way towards the installation. Pursued by Vadum and Joran, Tem encountered the Minister and a group of Yanmeye as he entered the installation. He then pressed his superior on the fall of High Charity. The Minister finally admitted that he had lied and proceeded to argue that he had suffered a greater loss than the Prelate, having lost the sacred promissory. With the Prelate feeling defeated and empty, he was useless to the Minister, who intended to replace him with a more worthy surviving Sanshayum. He then ordered the Yanmeye to open fire on the Prelate. As Tem was heavily wounded by their attacks, Vadum and Joran suddenly arrived at the installation, having heard part of the Sanshayum's conversation, and mortally wounded the Minister. The Minister fled to safety and attempted to activate the halo to kill all those nearby. The drones then fled in fear as Vadum and Joran encountered Tem, who admitted that he had been lied to and indicated his intention to destroy the installation with a satchel of plasma grenades. The 2 Sangheili fled the installation, and Tem dropped the grenade satchel down the shaft that led to the installation's power system. As the satchel's resulting detonation ensured an explosion that destroyed the entire installation and all its remaining occupants, Tem's last thoughts were of his wife and child. He then embarked on his own great journey. Although he was a victim of treachery and deceit, Tem'Bhetek was an honorable warrior who ensured the survival of the Sangheili race. And for his sacrifice, Ortas Vadum realized that not all Sanshayum were corrupt, and these few deserved clemency. The search has begun, and the fate of the entire Sanshayum species will be decided in the years to come.